What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD once a year back here in PlayStation Source, and this is of course episode 5 of Road to PS5. Get it? Get it, ArachKnight? 'Cause 5. Episode 5 PS5. With me, of course, my luxurious co-host, the ArachKnight. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Did you see yesterday here in Arizona that it looked overcast, but it wasn't actually overcast?
Yeah.
Did you realize that? I realized that like halfway through the day. Like I was looking at the weather app on my watch, and I was like, "Wait, it's showing that it's sunny, but it's clearly overcast." And in fact, those weren't clouds. That was the smoke from California. So.
Well, yeah. We've also got red skies in Oregon. Like,
wait, you're in Oregon?
No. I'm saying like, I'm saying in the United States.
Oh, right. Okay.
In Oregon,
I follow you.
There were red skies.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I don't know if you've ever seen like the old Batman cartoon, the New Adventures of Batman or whatever it was called.
No, I haven't.
It was like Gotham always had red skies. It's like, yo, what the fuck?
What I've been finding really funny is those Avatar memes on Twitter where it's like, hey, could someone put the koi fish in the northern water tribe? Oh man, those have been great. The Doom
memes with all that are really funny too.
The Doom memes are 10 out of 10. Those are on point. Because I saw you retweet one where it was like real screenshots of like San Francisco and then just one Doom screenshot. Oh man. We're all gonna die. But
did you see the fire tornado?
Dude, I've seen a lot of things, bro. Yeah.
I saw fire tornado.
I saw how close the flames were to the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that is scary, dog. That is scary. That's why I say, look, honestly, Arizona has a lot of beneficial perks, okay? We don't really get any insane natural disasters here, I feel like, generally speaking. We do get wildfires here and there, of course, you know what I'm saying? But the occasional monsoon haboob, you know what I'm saying? The occasional flash flood warning, but that's about it. Oh, my bad. And the heat, you know what I'm saying?
Is a constant threat. It's a passive threat.
Yeah, that's like the passive ability of Arizona. The passive ability is the excessive heat, but like its ultimates, you know, don't come out as much. You know, it's on a longer cooldown.
Yeah,
you know, so. In spite of all that, this is of course Road to PS5, the weekly PS5 podcast dedicated to any and all things PlayStation 5 as we head towards the release of PlayStation 5. You can catch the show here on youtube.com/PlayStation Source as well as your favorite service every Sunday by hitting the anchor link down below to find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, Spotify, and any other major podcast service. But damn, I hate that. I hate when you're on the roll and it just derails.
Yeah.
Or you can find us, of course, by just searching PlayStation Source podcast feed. To support the show, you can, of course, like and subscribe, as well as become a member of the channel by hitting the join button or the link in the description. The Prince tier and the King tier are $1 and $5 respectively. That give you access to different channel badges, emotes, as well as shoutouts and all PSS content, just like the homies, Caleb Kaiser, Bachelor Brody, Owen, as well as you, ArachKnight. I forget to bring you up, but you are not forgotten. Follow us on other platforms such as our Discord server, link below in the description, as well as our Twitter and all that good stuff down below in the old subscription, as well as the new topics we will get to later on in the show momentarily. You can find all those links down below in the description to follow along. Because we got a big show today. A lot of things happened this week. It was a very busy week here in games and everything. But before we get to that, ArachKnight, what have you been playing?
A lot of Pro Skater.
I did see that on your Discord. I would love if there was a way to do like PlayStation 4 integration with Discord, like what am I playing, and it shows up on Discord.
Yeah.
I would love that. But I see you have that feature on, so I've been seeing that you've been playing more Pro Skater. Any thoughts change from that game?
It's a good time. Like it's It's nothing like remarkable, but it doesn't need to be. It's just a fun skate game that I can play while listening to podcasts or in lectures in college instead of paying attention.
Right. And yeah, no, go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say is, yikes.
Wait, yikes for what?
It's just like, I'll like switch tabs into the Zoom call and nobody's paying attention. It's like, oh Lord.
Oh, a good old Zoom University.
Yeah.
I missed the compilation memes where like people were just messing around in the Zoom calls and stuff like that.
Well, now it's a lawsuit that you can get into. Like,
oh really?
yeah.
Oh man, okay, they're really cracking down on that. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I kind of missed those. Some of those are really funny. Oh man, well,
So
tragic.
Well,
but you're definitely not alone in your praise on Pro Skater. I've been hearing a lot of people are very much enjoying it. Seems like another W under Activision's belt, coming off of course, the Crash remakes, which I've been playing as well, which we'll talk about later on. Spyro remake as well, under Activision as well. And now we have Pro Skater, which seems to be all on the uppy up. Everyone's really happy with it.
You have been struggling with the Crash remake. I've been so excited. Like, I haven't been this excited for a stream series since part 2.
Oh man.
Like, no. As soon as I see the notification, it's like, oh yeah, you're streaming Crash. If I'm available, I will watch. Like, I'm like definitely coming in to watch because it's funny. It's like, it's a lot of fun.
You know what? Is there anything else you've been playing?
I've also been playing Crash. I've been 100%ing the games.
Ooh, okay. So you're on this. Okay, I feel that. Interesting. Very good.
Other than that, like, I rebought Horizon on PC.
I did see you post some screenshots on your Twitter. Link below in the description as well. Make sure to follow the boy on Twitter. I saw screenshots.
I noticed that there were a lot of patches that came through, and people were like, "Yeah, it's stable now."
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I installed it, and it's the port's really bad. It's still bad.
It's still in the rough shape.
The Aloy's voice lines sound like they're at a different bit rate than everybody else.
Huh.
Like, it sounds like she's playing, like, whenever she talks, it sounds like she has like a 1-bar connection.
Right, yeah. I can imagine how that would sound. Yeah.
Man. The frame rate isn't stable. Like, I've got a pretty beefy rig. I can barely play on medium at 60 frames.
What's your graphics card?
I have a 2080.
Okay, so definitely current next to the 3000 series, which is coming out soon. But
yeah, I will be buying
definitely top of the line.
I will be buying a 3080. So.
Ooh. Okay, gonna get all the frames, baby. All the frames.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
All the pixels, all the frames.
Like 32 gigs of RAM, an overclocked i9, like a 2080. It's a beefy rig. I've put a lot of time and money into it, so it's like I was expecting to be able to play it at like 100 frames or whatever on like decent settings. Nope.
Right.
Wow. If I want a consistent, even 70 frames, like 60, 70, I have to put it at low.
Yeah, and that point, it's definitely not your rig's fault. It's definitely just optimization. I feel like, right?
Yeah.
At least like what it seems like.
Yeah. So I've been playing for a few hours. It crashes frequently. The optimization isn't great. It's still a messy port, but I like Horizon, so it's like whatever. Well, I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can figure it out, and then.
Right. I see. Well, I mean, hopefully it gets patched and everything, because I know, like, the prospect of playing these PlayStation games are something that they are going to continue to do in the future, for sure. So, hopefully it gets ironed out, you know what I'm saying? We'll see. But, at least, in spite of the performance and stuff like that on the PC version, are you still finding it fun at least? Like, is there some enjoyment to be had there that you're finding in Horizon Zero Dawn?
It's harder because of all the issues. Like,
right.
there was an issue where, like, my inventory items, like my resources, all got wiped.
Oh, what? Why?
I don't know.
Dude.
So it's like, okay, what happened?
Well, there's this weird thing with Horizon. I'm not sure if you're aware. And I feel like a lot of people aren't aware sometimes. It's weird, but your resources don't reset upon death. Right?
Yeah.
So if you are using bandages or whatever and you die, everything that you use in that previous life is still lost forever. Like it doesn't respawn back in with all your inventory that you had at the previous checkpoint that you're spawning into. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very weird thing, but yeah, interesting though. Well, hope it gets more patches. Hope it gets ironed out and everything.
Yeah.
But playing some good games there. Playing some good games.
What about you? What have you been playing?
Oh, here we go, y'all. I'm gonna bounce around. All right. I only get to the last one to be the big one, right? But I first tried out this new battle royale called Spellbreak. I forget the developers, I'm sorry, but it's a free-to-play battle royale on PlayStation 4, and I believe other platforms as well. But I gotta tell you, look, I haven't spent a lot of time in this game. I've only played like 2 matches, right? First match, your boy got a W, right?
Dub season.
Second match, your boy got like 3rd place. So I slipped a little bit, but overall, I think my performance was pretty good overall. So what it is, right, is you are essentially like a mage type of character. So you're casting spells and stuff like that as your weapons. And there's like the conduit class, which is lightning, which is like a really cool, infamous type of throwback low key thing that like, oh, I gotta be a conduit, right? So I've only been a conduit. So what you do is when you're starting a match, you choose one of 8 different elements that you are going to have on your right hand, which is your like main class. Like this is your main thing that you are going to be using as well, right? So you can be like a fire mage type thing, an ice mage type thing, a wind mage, a rock mage, and stuff like that. I've been a conduit most times, and then in the match you pick up the left hand ability, which could be whatever you want. It could be like the fire class that you didn't choose initially when you're loading into the game and stuff like that. And the way different elements interact can either lessen the damage, I think, if you use them incorrectly, or if you use them correctly, you could do more damage than using only one at a time, right? So like for example, there's this one element that you can equip, which is like toxicity type thing. So if you do toxicity, like this green goo type of attack with fire, it'll do like double damage. You know what I'm saying? Probably not double, but like a lot more damage than if you were to use only one of those at one time. So it's a battle royale. You're upgrading your elements by finding higher tier element classes of the same element, if that makes sense. So like I have a level 1 fire going into the game. I can get a like level 3 fire and do more damage on my fire and stuff like that. You read scrolls to update your abilities, and you're able to cast spells more quickly. You equip boots to run faster in the game and stuff like that. There's a ping system that is toggled to R3, which is typically sprint in games. So that's crap. Wait, no. L3 is sprint. L3?
Yes, typically.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So it's toggled to L3, so that's kind of crap. But overall, dude, I mean, like, the actual melee well, not melee, but like the actual, combat when you're casting spells and stuff like that, it's honestly really fun. It's a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's reminding me a lot of the same enjoyment I had with Darwin Project, which unfortunately Darwin Project is a dead game now. Unfortunately, servers closed. But I had a lot of fun with that, and I'm having a similar, if not a little bit more fun with Spellbreak. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it does. It is a battle royale, right? So, I mean, there's going to be comparisons made and stuff like that, and we have plenty of them on the market, but I really think that this one is at least worth a shot for anyone that wants to try something new, And I found the spell casting combat to be really fun and stuff like that, and yeah, I think it's a really cool battle royale. I'm going to probably play like a little more time with it for sure, and yeah, I mean, just want to throw it out there. It's a free to play. I think it's worth your time. at least check it out. You know what I'm saying? You're only really spending a few gigabytes on your hard drive, you know. So, Spellbreak, I would recommend everyone check it out. Next up here, ArachKnight, I already said it. Stream series, Crash Bandicoot 1. Listen, I knew going into it. You told me, ArachKnight, I believe, as well as Christian, that the game is at God of War 1 levels of difficulty, right? I definitely see it. ArachKnight, were you there when I was doing like the bridge level? Yeah, that was the first level where it felt really, really difficult. I've had challenges before those, but we're still chipping away at it, you know. I've definitely been raging. I've definitely been sweating. You know, these stakes are high, and I've been so graciously offered by ArachKnight and Christian, if I ever get stuck, to share play that thing and just, you know, do it that way, right? But I'm afraid to do that, you know, ArachKnight. Follow me?
It'll hang over your head.
Exactly. I'm not gonna be able to sleep at night knowing that, okay, I technically finished Crash 1, but I didn't because I didn't do it all.
Yeah, like someone else. Well, I don't know, like when you're younger and you ask like your sibling to help you out with a level, it's kind of like that. Like,
I guess, yeah.
It's just like,
for me, it would be my cousin for sure.
Yeah,
he was that for me for sure. But man, I don't know, man. I don't know. But Crash has been. I mean, you know, in spite of its difficulty overall, I think it's really fun actually.
Yeah, no.
Like, I'm still having fun with the game, even though I'm frustrated sometimes. But
yeah, that's how it goes. Like,
definitely.
you'll hate it. Like, then you'll put the controller down for a minute, and then you'll come back and have fun.
Oh man, but we're gonna keep it going. Crash Bandicoot stream series is still bustling. Make sure to ring that notification bell to never miss a stream or an upload. But next up, Avengers ArachKnight. I did get it. I have been playing the ArachKnight. I don't have a lot of thoughts because I'm still very early on in the game. I'm maybe like 3.5 hours in or something like that. I'm surprised, ArachKnight. I am pleasantly surprised, right? The game runs a lot better than in the beta. A lot better, right? Like there is a clear, tangible improvement, you know, from beta to launch. And you'll love to see it. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Like, they said, oh, you know, the beta is like a 3-month-old build, and like, they say that, but I'm like, is it really? You know, like, is it actually? But in this case, it actually was. You know, like, it actually feels a lot better. Story's interesting enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely rocking through that story, but I don't have a lot more to report other than that, honestly. I am having fun. I am liking it so far. It's not over the moon. I'm not loving it, but I am liking it. Kamala's a great character overall, so that has been Avengers. And the last thing here, ArachKnight. The big boy. ArachKnight. I beat Final Fantasy VII.
You love to see it.
And I watched Advent Children.
You love to see it.
Like, bro, I love this game. I love it. Dog, it's how is this so good? How? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does, but man, it's so good. I love Final Fantasy VII. It was a great story. Very, very fun. You know what I'm saying? Really glad I used and played on the PS4 version with those, you know, God mode and stuff like that, and triple speed and stuff like that. Definitely made it more of like a modern pace overall. Because I could easily see this game taking like 30 to 40 hours, you know, but I beat it in like 22 hours, I think, or 21 hours. So a nice comfortable size for the modern game in today's age. And it was great, man. It was great. I love it. Have you seen Advent Children?
Yeah, I'm the one who recommended it, remember?
I know you recommended it, but like I didn't realize if you watched it or not, or whatever. Like, I don't know, because I don't want to ask you, because Christian asked me this as well, and it was that apparently a lot of the fans of the original game don't like Advent Children.
Yeah, that's what I don't remember the specific reasons because everybody has their own reasons on why or why not they enjoy it or don't enjoy it. But like I believe one of the issues is like characterization for some of them. Like
Right.
Like Cloud has his moments and Tifa has her moments. But
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun time. I thought it was like I don't know if it's a spoiler. It's an old movie. It's like the whole Sephiroth thing was a little weird.
Yeah.
Like
I guess I could see that being a little bit weird for sure.
yeah, I came for Aerith. Like I'm only here because of her.
Yeah, I mean, I really think Average Children does like a nice bow tie on that whole thing, on like, you know, closure, if you will. I'm gonna stop right there, and that's all I'm gonna say, just in case someone's playing through remake and wants to play the original. But there's a nice bow tie on that whole thread, you know. Love it. God, it was so good, man. Dude, I can't wait for remake part 2, bro. I can't wait.
That is
I can't
on site.
Oh my god, dude. I can't wait to see that thing, bro. I can't wait to like go to different places too. Like I can't wait to go to Cosmo Canyon. You know what I'm saying? Rocket Town I really want to see as well. I can't wait to see my boy Sid. Fire. In my playthrough I did not get to get Yuffie and Vincent. I didn't get them, but I am in the process of like looking through different videos and like understanding their backstory and stuff like that, so I know at least. Because I don't have a save anywhere near where you get them in the game, so.
Yeah, that's a like a different playthrough kind of problem.
Yeah, I would have to start over, and it's like, no, I'm good, you know. But it was great. It was great, phenomenal. Definitely recommend it. If you guys have played the remake and you know you don't want to play the original, like I would definitely reconsider that. The original is fantastic, and now not only can I wait for remake 2, I can't wait to replay Final Fantasy VII remake as well. I cannot wait to do that. You know, hopefully I'll do it soon. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm gonna wait for PS5. I'll probably wait for PS5 to be honest. You know, I think that'll be a nice thing to experience on PS5. You know, if they do any, because I don't think they've announced any like PS5 enhancements, have they? Do you know off the top of your head?
No, I don't believe I've heard anything about that.
Yeah, like I assume it will be playable on PS5, but I don't know about any upgrades or whatever and stuff like that. But maybe make those loading times quicker. That'd be great. You know, that would be fantastic. But and like not have a JPEG as the background.
Yeah.
like that'd be great as well. Like if we could not have a JPEG, that'd be just fantastic. But maybe someday I'll play it on my PS5 because we did get some breaking news this morning. ArachKnight, did you see the blog post? Are you aware?
No.
You're not aware? Wait, at all?
I'm not aware.
Oh, this is surprising. Well, I'm gonna read this to you then. Here we go. PlayStation 5 showcase is happening on Wednesday, September 16th. This is, of course, from Sid Schumann, posted at 6 a.m. Arizona time this morning. And he says here, quote, "Before PlayStation 5 launches this holiday, we want to give you one more look at some of the great games coming to PS5 at launch and beyond. Our next digital showcase will weigh in at around 40 minutes and feature updates on the latest titles from Worldwide Studios and other world-class development partners. Tune in live on Twitch or YouTube this Wednesday, September 16th, 1 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. BST, and 10 p.m. CEST to see what's next for PS5. And of course, for fans of the channel, you can of course watch it here on PlayStation Source. I will be live reacting. ArachKnight, are you around to live react with us, bro?
Yeah.
Are you around? Wednesday, 1 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Perhaps we could have lunch together on a Discord call. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I am around. I don't do much these days.
But yeah, this broke this morning. It's happening. The wheels are turning, guys. The wheels are turning. We are getting more info on PS5 officially from the mouth of PlayStation, right? So there's a lot to talk. I mean, this show, of course. Oh my god, I didn't even say the title. So look, this podcast, episode 5, is gonna be essentially how does PlayStation respond to Xbox Series S and X news, and doesn't necessarily need to, right? that's the main theme. I want to go on it after we get on from the news segment. But overall, right? How are you feeling about this event, ArachKnight? This is, I think, your first time hearing it. Are you excited? Where are you at overall with PS5 and announcing these details and info?
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic. Where does your caution lie?
It's just like, I don't know, like what, like I don't know. I don't want to get my expectations up too high. It's like, oh, what are we gonna see? What are we gonna get? So it's like I am taking this like as a kind of like a, you know how like the Nintendo Directs, sometimes it's like, oh, it's like a mini Nintendo Direct or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna take it like kind of like that. It's like we'll see some cool stuff. I'm gonna walk in with no expectations and see what they talk about. Like, unless they just go, hey, it's 40 minutes, this is the price, this is what's going on. Just completely just as a response to Xbox. Which
Right.
was, the whole Xbox thing was pretty funny. Like I saw some of what they posted officially.
Yeah, like the whole meme and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How when I was looking, yeah, we'll definitely get to that for sure. But overall, look, I think in this event, right, I'm a little bit concerned that, or questioning why they didn't mention, if they are going to announce a release date and price and pre-order and all that info at this event, why they didn't say it in the blog post, because they only bring up the games from Worldwide Studios. So I'm sure we're gonna see a more in-depth look at Spider-Man Miles Morales. Can't wait to see that game. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's a chance we'll see, you know, those other games that were at the conference early in June, like Bug Snacks. Maybe it'll make a return. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll see Returnal, stuff like that. You know, I feel like we'll probably not see Ratchet just because we just saw him at Opening Night Live. So maybe not, but it'd be weird. I mean, here's the thing. Like, do you see a future where we end the event and they don't bring up the price, release date, or pre-order?
Yeah, I could see that, definitely.
Dude, there's a theme that we're gonna get into with the whole talk with Xbox, but I truly feel that now is a critical point in PlayStation and their strategy, and they can either make it or break it here. You know what I'm saying? Like I think this is the time where we gotta make the smart moves here. You know, we cannot slip up. And by we, I mean I don't work at PlayStation. I'm just a boy, you know.
Not yet.
But hey, I would do it. Sid Schumann was good. What it do? Was popping. I would love to, but I digress. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the Xbox stuff. But next up here, did you see the stuff that's confirmed to be in the box for the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Digital Edition?
I did.
Because those did get leaked. Honestly, there's not really a lot here. I just want to bring it up. The only thing that I thought was cool was that they will be coming with bases, so you can lay the PS5 vertical straight out of the box, which I'm pretty sure the PS4 did not have. You know?
Yeah.
Because I have a Pro, and the Pro is so thick with 2 C's that I just lay it vertical and just leave it. You know, like it's balanced. You know, like it's not gonna fall or whatever. So I feel like the Pro doesn't really need a base, honestly. But yeah. So it is coming with a base. So I mean, not really much to write home about. You know, of course you get the controller, AC power cord, a USB Type C cable. I'm assuming HDMI. You know, we also do have confirmation, at least from the box contents, that both of the consoles will have an 825 SSD. So the SSD is not getting any bigger with the digital edition. So it's purely looking like, from that standpoint, it's just the same console, but digital edition just has no disk drive, you know.
Yeah.
So
If
yeah.
if that PS5 digital is as inexpensive as the Series S, that's an instant cop.
Oh man, we are going to talk about that, man. We are, yeah, definitely. It's gonna be interesting. Like we're in a very interesting spot, for sure on this side. But I guess random question: do you lay your consoles horizontally or vertically?
Horizontally.
I was a horizontal boy for a very long time until I got my Pro. You know, the Pro, I sit there vertically. It's tucked kind of behind my iMac, and it works out. You know, saves space. I feel like.
I have a very long, like I have my main desk, and I have a second part of my desk that extends outward.
Mm-hmm.
And it's long, so I keep I can weigh my my PlayStation, my Dragon Ball Fight Stick, my Oculus, my Switch, and still have room, like all horizontally. And I just keep my controllers on top of each of them, so it's like, oh, I want to play on the PlayStation, so I have my controllers right there, and if I want to play a fighting game, then the Fight Stick's right there. Like I don't have a reason, and honestly, I can't, because it has like a shelf right above the main base of the desk that has like pencils and other stuff like that. So I've always just kept it horizontal. I've never had an issue with space, at least at the current moment.
Gotcha. Yeah, I only have one desk. Like, I would love two desks, honestly, but I only have space for one, honestly. Only have space for one, but yeah, it works out. You know, it's all good. Yeah, I got the PS3 down here now. That's an added addition as well. So, and that's gonna be probably where I keep my PS4. Like, I'll probably move the PS5 to the top of the desk position, where the PS4 is right now, when PS5 comes out, and then the bottom HDMI and power cord will be swapping between PS3 and PS4. You know, so I think that's how we're gonna do it. But completely not relevant to anything. But here we go, moving on. Have you seen the Xbox Series X and Series S games that are coming out on the physical artwork? Like, do you know that optimized for Series X badge that they're putting on the boxes? Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
So PlayStation 4 is doing a similar thing. I just wanted to point this out just to, you know, I think it's just interesting how they're going to frame this and stuff like that, and like how they're going to have this in stores and be able to telegraph to the consumer that, hey, this PS4 game will be upgraded and playable on PS5. So it's a little blue logo that says PS5 upgrade available, you know. So it does take up a little bit more like horizontal space on the box art, but it is like overall like thinner type of smaller warning. So I mean, it looks pretty sleek overall. I feel like, all things considered, probably could look a little bit better, honestly, but just figure out throw that in there, you know, just so we kind of get a sense of like what they are doing as well from that standpoint. So pretty cool stuff right there. ArachKnight, would you like to pre-order a PS5 right now?
It depends on the price.
But did you know that you could do it now, technically?
I have seen the 1% version of the PS5.
Yes, the luxurious 1%. Yes. So this company called Truly Exquisite pre-orders for their PS5s, which, you know, how that works, it's completely beyond me. But I mean, what I'm assuming is that they are taking pre-orders for this super high price to cover their bases of when they can actually get PS5s to that company and buy them, and then dip them in 24 karat gold, and then ship it out to you as well, seemingly, right? But it's gonna cost you a arm and a leg at $10,000 for this 24 karat covered PS4 digital edition. It's not even the It's not even the standard edition. Like, are you serious? Are you serious? Are you kidding me?
10 grand
Like,
for a gold digital.
we're already going all out. Might as well just throw me the. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Just kidding. Oh wait, no, never mind. I don't know. So on the image it said, on the image it has the disc version, but on the article it says it's a digital version for $10,000. So, yeah. If you want that, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get that early PS5 pre-order, it'll cost you $10,000. And they say here, quote, on the pre-order page, these pieces will be limited edition with only 250 pieces made per model and finish. Oh, so I guess they are making both models. Cool. The price includes one PS5 console, 2 DualSense controllers, a 3D Pulse headset. The PS5 will be presented in a luxurious wooden display box with free worldwide shipping. And, hey, at least free shipping. Huh? Does that tip the scales for you, ArachKnight?
Shipping do be expensive sometimes.
I don't know how much it is to ship 24 karat gold, especially in a covered console, but
who buys this stuff?
that. But like, do you think it's gonna be heavy? Is gold heavy? I don't know. I've never really held like a gold nugget before or whatever. You know.
I believe gold is denser.
Right? I mean, because like you gotta imagine like especially on the controller, right? Like, what if that thing is like a brick, like for real, you know?
Yeah, it's like I don't with like it depends. I know there are gold leafs you can do. It's like that. Gold is like 19 like grams per cubic centimeter, so it is dense. It's
Wow.
So it's going to be like, depending on how they implement it. I know like they're saying it's like 24 karat gold, so it is a higher quality gold, but it's like, how is it just going to be like a skin basically, or are they taking out the panels and replacing them with gold?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, right.
Because if it's just a skin covering the white portions of the PS5 and the controllers, it probably won't be too heavy, because it doesn't take much gold to cover it as a skin.
Right.
Like a repaint, except with gold.
That makes sense. I listen. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I could, I would. That's all I'm saying. If I could, it could have been like, do it and it won't hurt. Like, it needs to be the same thing as like me buying a PS5, like that same ratio. You know what I'm saying? I would do it. Why not? But yeah, if you want to do that, link below in the description. If you have $10,000 chilling, you can now pre-order your PS5s in 24 karat gold. You've heard of PAX, right, ArachKnight?
Who hasn't heard of PAX?
You know what I'm saying? Now they're doing, of course, a PAX online, you know? Mm-hmm. So what is going down here is that there was a event on the schedule that was simply called Sony Holder, and they didn't mention anything of what's happening, but it is apparently a PlayStation event that's happening at PAX. We do have an update via push square, link below in the description. They say here, quote, Sony has announced that it'll be hosting a PlayStation 5 showcase this Wednesday. It's now fair to assume that the Untitled PAX event will tie into whatever this showcase is. Sony says it'll be representing PS5 games, but we wouldn't be all surprised to get a price and release date as well. The announcement also explains why the event has remained without a name up until this point. So it looks like this event might be tying into like a more like expanded like maybe they introduce something here at the PS5 showcase event, and then afterwards excuse me, damn, what the hell, Kev, you right? At PAX Online, they show more of something that they just teased or announced at the PS5 showcase. So yeah, just want to throw it out there, you know what I'm saying? I'll definitely watch this as well for sure, and I'll do the PAX Online, events and stuff like that. But ArachKnight, what if this is our infamous resurrected panel? You know? What if they announce a infamous remaster collection, bro?
I would scream.
You know?
I would scream. I recently told a friend who's never played through Infamous 1 and 2, just Second Son, about the first two games. Because I don't know, I was just referencing it one night, and he's like, yeah, you talk about those games a lot, like what's so good about them? It's like, well, buckle up, motherfucker, because this is a wild ride. And so I told him the entire story, and he's like, yeah, that sounds super cool, like why haven't I played it? He's like, yeah, because you're an idiot, go play them.
You are. It's like definitive proof. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't played Infamous, you're likely an idiot, right? I mean,
they're like, I don't know, they are some of the best games on the PS3, hands down.
Facts. Those are the facts, bro. I need to get my hopes up. You know what I'm saying? Because I want it. We keep joking about it, but man, it's starting to hurt a little bit. Like how the Splinter Cell guys are hurt that they keep having Sam Fisher.
I know,
everything. Bro. Listen.
You just,
can you imagine?
You open that wound.
ArachKnight, can you imagine if they were showing off Cole McGrath and like fucking everything, and they're not doing anything with that IP?
Dude, the Splinter Cell,
bro.
Splinter Cell, the Splinter Cell boys are in pain. Like, it's just
man. The one that honestly makes sense to me is putting in Rainbow Six. Like, okay.
Except he doesn't have any stealth gadgets. He has a fucking grenade. He's a grenade.
He's not stealth oriented in any shape, form, or fashion?
I don't know. His entire kit is like going loud.
That doesn't seem like Splinter Cell though.
It isn't.
Huh.
That's the whole reason people are upset. That's why I'm upset. It's like, yo, what the fuck? You kidding me? Like,
hey, yo, what the fuck?
Like, we haven't had anything good with Sam Fisher in such a long time. Like, I've just, like, I want more, like, stealth games, like good stealth games.
Have you played the Hitmans?
I don't like Hitman very much.
Ooh, interesting. I played the first Hitman. I definitely liked it. Definitely enjoyed my time with it. I want to play Hitman 2 before we get Hitman 3.
Well,
and I might play through that too. But
I might need to give Hitman another try because the only experience I really have with it was Absolution.
Oh wait, so you've played none of the IO interactive Hitmans?
I was very young when I played it. I don't know what's going on. I'm like 11.
Wait, are you talking about Absolution or?
No. I thought we were talking about like Blood Money.
I don't know a lot about Hitman before the IO like reboot type things that we got this generation.
I played a little bit of of Hitman 1. It's the disguises stuff isn't really for me. Like it's very slow, but like not like Splinter Cell's also slow, but it's like a different kind of slow. Like Splinter Cell, like Chaos Theory is really fun. Like Chaos Theory is really cool.
Right.
It's just a different kind of stealth game that I prefer. Like I'm not a huge fan of like going in disguises and then like doing a bunch of weird things. I like to go in, kill my target, get out.
Okay, gotcha. Right. I see it. Yeah. Because like definitely in like some levels, it's like virtually impossible to like just go in and murk him and leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Fair point. I liked it fine. I liked it pretty cool. Yeah, that's interesting because like I mean, just talking a little bit more about Hitman. Like on the flip, I liked like okay, you gotta disguise as like the makeup artist, and you gotta do this and that to get your limited window to go into the target and then murk him. Like I found that pretty fun. Seeing like the scenario play out. But I feel you on that. If it was not a cup of tea, I digress. Have the tea you want, ArachKnight. Have the tea you want. You know what tea was very like, unfortunate, I'd say, to swallow today. Not today, it was yesterday. You know, I was at work, right, ArachKnight, serving my tables as I do, you know. And I got a notification on my watch, Kana, that's how it's pronounced. Kana Bridge of Spirits is delayed until early 2021 on PS5 and PS4. You hate to see it. Do you remember this game being shown off at PS5 reveal?
Yes.
This game I was really looking out for. They made the Game Informer cover this month. You love to see it. They're getting a lot of press from this game. Love to see it. They released a lot of story details and all that, and videos that we did up on the channel now that you can watch if you want the full rundown on Kana Bridge of Spirits and all the info that we got this week from the Game Informer coverage and all that good stuff. But it has been delayed to 2021, so it will not be making the PS5 launch window holiday 2020. You know, because that's where this game was gonna end up, holiday 2020 type deal. But it looks like we're not gonna be able to hit that, unfortunately. They put up a full letter on the Twitter at EmberLab. If you want to read it, go ahead, link below in the description. I won't read it too much, but they've just said, you know, the year has brought many challenges, of course, with COVID and working from home and all that. So it's been rough on the studio and everything. So they needed to take a little more time with it. So overall, it is what it is, man. Delays are always good for games, but I did want to play this, so very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So hopefully we'll be playing it in early 2021 in the version that they wanted us to experience it. Right?
Yeah.
So moving on to the main topic at hand here. I asked you, the audience, on Twitter, how does PlayStation need to respond to Xbox Series X Xbox Series S, and does it need to necessarily, right? We had here Owen saying here on the replies, by releasing the price of both versions of PS5, I think there is more to the digital version than just no disc drive. Probably lower resolution, slightly worse specs to get it cheaper. Now, he said that, and I don't believe that's true. Now, granted, we haven't really gotten like a separate spec sheet list for the digital edition specifically, to be fair, but I do think that calling it a digital version, a PS5 digital edition, right? And if you're gonna call it an edition of PS5, it seems like the only difference is that it's a digital edition. Like, it'll be just digital games that you'll purchase, right? I mean,
right.
What do you think? Like, overall, like, is that kind of where you're at as well, or do you see potential in them making a weaker PS5?
If it's weaker, I'll buy the standard. But if it's just the PS5 but without a disc drive, which it makes it seem to be, then yeah, like it's that's what I figure it'll be. Like because the Series S never advertised to be the X digital. It's a different console. Yeah. It offers next gen capability, however, it is a different console. It is a more economic friendly yet inferior version of the X. So the PS5, from what it seems, the digital edition is just the same console without a disc drive if you don't want to buy physical games anymore.
Right.
And with the way things are going, like, I don't see why, unless you like to collect them, like, I don't see a reason to collect anymore, because you buy the game, and what it feels like these days is you buy a game, it has no information on the disc other than like a code that you download anyway, because you have to download the full game anyway. Like, there's no difference.
That's something that started happening this generation, you know. Because I know you had to install them on the PS3, but like it was like a different thing, I feel like, right? Like it wasn't like, I don't know, I'm not sure how to explain that necessarily, but yeah, so definitely it changed up this generation for sure, and like you have to download even your disc games and everything before you can even play them. But yeah, I mean, jumping on from that, I think we should get into the whole nitty gritty of this episode. Of course, we're gonna look at Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X, all the info from the opposing side, and we're gonna see how does it relate to PlayStation. What's the deal with them? You know what I'm saying? Because were you around Monday night when this all started leaking?
Yes.
I was amazed, bro. I was with some friends, right? And my phone started blowing up about Series S, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And at first I just saw the picture, right, of the Series S. I was like, okay, cool. You know, all right. Images leak all the time. It is what it is, right? And then it hit another level when we saw the video leak of the Series S marketing stuff. I was like, wait, how, bro? How, Sway? What was your initial thoughts on this leak?
I was like, oh. It's like, oh boy. That's like, you know the Avatar meme, like, that's rough, buddy. That was me to Microsoft.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, definitely someone's fired, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Somebody's getting thrown out.
For real. Yeah, but the most attractive thing about the Series S, of course, and I think what caught a lot of people off guard was that price at $299. Unprecedented price. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. But I think I'm gonna start by reading the info that we got here, and then we'll break it all down, right? So here's what we got here. So Xbox Series X, our most powerful console ever made, and Xbox Series S, next generation performance in our smallest console ever built at a more affordable price, launched globally November 10th, starting September 22nd. Of course, the Xbox Series X did get officially priced this week at $499, so $500, as to be expected. There were rumors of a $600 Series X as well, but looks like they doubled down and just went $500. And the Series S is going to be $299, $300. Definitely a very, very competitive price, attractive price at that, and all that good stuff. But they also did announce that they are going to expand the Xbox All Access program to 12 countries as well. So what it is that is a access that is going to allow you for 24 months to get Xbox Ultimate Game Pass, as well as get an Xbox Series S or an Xbox Series X, depending on the tier that you get. It'll come with Game Pass, and not only Game Pass already as a service is great in itself, they also added EA Play to Xbox Game Pass as well, which is wild too. And you can officially get an Xbox Series S this holiday with 24 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which you can also use on your Xbox and your PC, as well as having EA Play bundled into Xbox Game Pass for $24.99, which also includes Xbox Live as well. So $24.99 a month you will pay for the Series S, and the same exact deal, but with the Xbox Series X, it'll be $34.99. Listen, I gotta tell you, man, this is competitive. This is good. This is definitely good stuff. How do you feel about the Series S and Series X and everything that we just said? You know what I'm saying? Like service level. What are your thoughts going in as someone who's on PC? What are your thoughts?
The Ultimate Game Pass is definitely something that has caught my attention, especially with EA Play, because that's something I've been looking into as well.
Mm-hmm.
So EA Play for a year is $30.
It's not bad.
Yeah. So like with all that going on, and the ability to play new Xbox games, I may consider it, or I might just get EA Play, because I don't really know what's going on with Microsoft's games. Like, I had the Game Pass for a month.
Mm-hmm.
I had the free trial for a month, and I played Sunset Overdrive, and I played a little bit of Metro.
Right.
But it was like, there wasn't a lot that caught my attention.
Interesting. Okay.
So, I'm not sure, because the Ultimate Game Pass is very expensive. It's $15 a month.
Okay.
So, I don't know whether or not I would do that, but if there was a better price, or if there were more games that I found interesting, then yeah, I would definitely consider it. But I think EA Play is really solid especially for the price point. Like the premiere or whatever, like you can play games as they release with the subscription for $30 a month, to the extent of my knowledge.
Right.
Or $30 a year. So
I see. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that is the biggest takeaway I have overall with this whole news, right? Is that, like, look, like, in spite of everything, right? In spite of, of course, the great deal that comes with the Xbox, Series S rollout and the X as well, and this whole Xbox All Access program that lets people pay monthly for their Xbox, which is going to be very, very beneficial during times like these, where the United States economy is kind of wishy-washy, iffy, you know what I'm saying? Like it's been, definitely it's been shaky, overall. And at a time like this, having that monthly installment plan is going to be very, very appealing to a lot of people, I'm sure, right? And I'm certain, you know what, I'm not actually sure about this, but you got to imagine that, like, they'll have it at Best Buy, right, and like Walmart or like Amazon, where you'll be able to do Xbox All Access via those channels, right? Or, like, I think it'd be very weird if it's only like a Microsoft Store type of thing, where you have to go to a Microsoft Store or buy it directly from the Microsoft Store online to do Xbox All Access. I gotta assume that it's gonna be everywhere, because what's also super smart too, I didn't read this, but I'm gonna read the headline for you, right? May I read the headline for this article? You know what I'm saying? Here's what it says. Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X launch November 10th, starting at $24.99 a month with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and EA Play. They're not saying the Series S is starting at $2.99, or the Series X is starting at $4.99. They're touting that it's starting at $24.99 a month. Like, that is the number that we're gonna see a lot, I feel like, going into November. You know what I'm saying? Which is a smart marketing maneuver for sure. Like that's a great way to put it at, because technically, yeah, like, it does start at $24.99 a month. But overall, I would like your expertise, ArachKnight, if I can do that. Being, of course, a quote-unquote PC nerd, you know what I'm saying? Our favorite type of nerd, you know what I'm saying? I would like you to go to the article that I'm referring to, right, on the doc, right?
Right.
And can you scroll down to the spec sheet? Because this has been a lot of contention. A lot of people have been talking about it on Twitter, saying that, like, this Series S could have the potential to kind of hold back next-gen games as a whole, because, of course, developers would want to develop for the Series S and then scale upwards to the Series X, because it's a lot more difficult to scale down than it is to scale up, right? So, going over the, spec sheet, if you could just run it down for me, right? What are the real things that are going to make a real difference in terms of games running on a Series S or a Series X? You know what I'm saying? I know I see some changes in, like, CPU and GPU and stuff like that, but where do you think is going to be the most pain felt overall?
GPU.
GPU?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's a third of the teraflops.
Yeah. I know, like, what I can also see is the RAM is only 10 gigabytes, which is okay. Like, I wouldn't recommend, like, the 8 to 10 range. 10's a weird number.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh no. Is there something seriously wrong that I'm not seeing? What's up?
No, it's just like I with the specs that I'm seeing, like, it definitely, the price point definitely makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Yo, this looks like fucking trash.
Why
would anybody buy this?
Now, here's the thing. Christian is definitely down for this, right? And I can see the reason for this too, because look, like, the Series S, at least on paper, and what they've been saying, is going to emulate a next-gen system just not at 4K, which I think it has been like the big thing that they are putting as is like, if you are the consumer that wants the performance of next generation games but doesn't want the 4K, or doesn't need the 4K, or doesn't have the capability to see in 4K, you know, maybe you don't have a 4K TV, maybe you don't have a 4K monitor, or like any of that, you could still get the Series S and reap the benefits hypothetically of next gen.
It's just,
you know,
I am worried about what this will do. Like I'm not too particularly concerned with graphical fidelity. I do enjoy it. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, I want my games to look bad,
right?
But I definitely do see the concerns that people are having in regards of how do I it's like, you remember and when Black Ops first released, like we had it on the PS3, we had it on the 360 and the PC, and then we had it on the Wii.
Oh yeah. Yeah. that Wii version's famous. Yeah.
The Series S is like the Wii of the new generation. It looks.
Oh
like.
Man, bro. I mean, I don't know if it's that aggressive, is it?
Well, think about it relatively. We have the PS5, we have the Series X, and now we have the Series S. Okay. Like, not even accounting PC gaming, and like, shout out to Nvidia after that. Like the 3000 series, like, goddamn. Like,
yeah, at least, you know, not knowing that much about PC parts and everything. I mean, like, I know a decent amount, but like the pricing for the 3000 series looks really appealing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it looks really great. Like, what? It starts at $499, right? I think.
Yeah, $499 for the 3070, $699 for the 3080, and then $1,500 for the 3090.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when the 2000 series came out, and those prices were like way more than that.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
Not to get too in depth with that, but I think it's because they teamed up with Samsung to help with cost efficiency and other things like that. But like the 2080s series, the 2000 series, like, didn't sell as well as they had hoped because of the price point. And honestly, like, the only reason I have a 2080 is because I found a good deal on it. Like,
right.
So it's definitely like it's a good time. It's a good time to be a PC consumer.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, talking about the specs here for just a brief moment, the storage is definitely something to be concerned about.
Yeah, that is weird, right? I mean, it's 512 gigabytes as opposed to the terabyte on the Series X, which you would think that they would, you know, on PS5 side, on the side of PS5 that we talked about earlier on in the show, it looks like, according to that box contents sheet that we got, they're the same, which that seems fine. You know, I think ideally you would want the digital versions to have more space, but definitely not under. And it looks like here we are getting under. That's probably how they got that $399, or at least a part of the puzzle as to how they got it to that $399 spot. But that is gonna be interesting with a only digital console having 512 gigs of SSD on day one. You know, as opposed to the terabyte on the Series X. Yeah, definitely.
The frequencies are a little concerning. Like, the GPU is 20 CUs at 1.5. Along with the RAM, it's much slower. Like,
oh yeah, I'm like seeing that. So like, are you talking about the 8 gigabytes at 224 gigs a second on the Series S versus
the 10 at 560?
Yeah. Okay, so we have slower RAM going on here.
It's
interesting.
In the context of somebody trying to save as much money as they possibly can while still getting the benefits of next gen, I understand.
Right.
Like, personally, for me, if I were to buy an Xbox, I would wait. Like, if I didn't have the money to buy a Series X, so it was either wait and save money for the Series X or just buy the Series S, I would just buy the Series X. Like,
interesting.
It's I don't know. I don't. The pricing is fine. Like the pricing is great for what you're getting. Like you're still getting the capability to play in next gen. It's not something that I would do.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Right. And like, I feel like to a degree, right? Like the hard, like likely the person listening to this podcast, right, is if for some reason you're listening to Road to PS5 and you're buying a Series X, I mean, by all means, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe you're listening to us for free Twitch purposes. I don't know, right? Yeah. But you would imagine that the hardcore person is likely going to skew towards a Series X, right? So that's why, like, I think overall, like, I think the Series S is not for the hardcore, obviously. Of course, on paper, in terms of, like, the specs and everything, but I think it is a really, really smart move for the people that are in the air, for the people that, you know, have been looking at Game Pass and seeing what they've been building over there on the Xbox side, and in wanting a way in that isn't the Series X, you know, like, maybe, like, they like, don't want it to be their main console, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think the Series S low-key is maybe, like, meant overall for the hardcore PlayStation guy. Or, you know, just someone that never really considered buying an Xbox to get a really cheap way into that ecosystem to get Game Pass and to experience, hopefully, what they roll out this generation with their great, hopefully, with their great first-party games. You know? Like, I think that's probably where we're at. Also, one thing to note, I guess I should mention that just to be fair, even though the Series S does have that 512 gigabyte SSD, it does still have the 1 terabyte expansion card slot that you can buy. Which, did you see the pricing on that as well?
I believe. Proprietary.
Yeah, it's not confirmed. I think it was off of like a listing of some sort of like inventory or whatever. I forgot what exactly it was, but I think it was gonna be like $224 for a terabyte SSD expansion card. You know, which is like, yep, it at least it's not as bad as the Vita's proprietary, where like a 64 gigabyte costs like $180 or something crazy like that. You know. But that was interesting, for sure. But so overall, I guess, like, how do you feel about this strategy that they are going off with? Like, how do you feel about them having a Series X but not having an equivalent digital only version, but having a more lower spec console going in to launch day of next gen? Like, how do you feel about this play? Do you think it's going to work out? What are your thoughts?
I don't fucking know. Like, it's just this is such a weird thing. Like,
really,
I don't know.
I mean, you're right in the sense that we've never, as far as I'm aware, we've never had this really happen before.
No, yeah, like because consoles have always gone up. Because think about it, like from the extent of my memory, we have the PS4 to the Pro, we had the 3DS to the new 3DS, so the 3DS XL or whatever.
Right.
We kind of the Wii to the Wii U. Like the Wii U is a weird story, but we've always had consoles go up.
Right.
Like, so it's definitely a new strategy of having this. It's like you are accepting a downgrade for $200 less, roughly.
Which, like, I guess in context, right? Like from the Series X and PS5, right? It is a downgrade. Right, but yeah. I guess for us on this gen right now, which, like, we are on this generation right now, it's still an upgrade, but it's not
an upgrade.
Yeah, like, it's not like capital U upgrade, but it's still an upgrade, right? But, like, I still think it is, you know, going to fulfill the promise of next gen being, of course, that SSD, those speeds, see how games utilize the SSD speed and stuff like that, as well, and everything, and like it is going to be targeting 1440p for standard, which is going to be really interesting as well. I know like 1440p is a very popular mode to play games in and different stuff like that, like as especially on PC, where it's higher than standard high definition, but you're still retaining a lot of performance for frames and stuff like that overall. So it's a nice like in between medium for sure, which like it definitely is an upgrade from the current gen, right? From like a 1X, I'm assuming, right? But this is very interesting. Like you do pose a good point, because like let's say like, okay, look at these two stat sheets, right? See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Follow me? You follow me, right? Let's replace the Series S with the PS4, right? And the Series X with the PS4 Pro, right? That's what we're typically usually seeing, right? We're like usually seeing, I mean, what we saw, not usually I guess, but like what we saw this previous gen, especially with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X come out, and then Nintendo does it a lot with the 3D S models that get slight bumps and upgrades and stuff like that. But now it's like we have like an anti-pro going on here.
Yeah.
Which I think is what you were speaking about, which yeah, like it is weird. For sure. Like it's interesting. This is a move that, I mean, I think overall, right? I think overall is a smart move. I do think it's a very interesting conversation in terms of like we've had a lot of devs come out on Twitter and talk about how there's a lot of worries that like this is going to affect the overall quality of games that they're able to attain in the next gen, at least early on, because of the Series S. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's a conversation that I know we had as well with the PS4 and PS4 Pro. That was a whole scare about like, PS4 games are just gonna start running like crap or whatever, and that just never really happened. There's some instances where like, hey, the base PS4, like the base PS4 struggles with like this game or that game, whatever, but like it's not as widespread as we all kind of thought it might. It could have ended up as when the Pro was launching, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is super interesting. So I mean, I guess to tie it all back, you know what I'm saying? We have Xbox Series X dropping in November with the Series S, a more, performance compromise, if you will, version of the Xbox Series X with the Xbox Series S at $299, $300, a very attractive price, launching alongside the $500 Xbox Series X. ArachKnight, I want to ask you, do you think Sony and PlayStation 5 needs to respond, and how do you think they need to respond to this?
Well, you don't need to do everything your competitor is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes, like, there are instances where copying your competitor directly leads to things not working out as well as you'd hope. Like, the first example that comes to mind with that mindset is Warner Brothers and their the DCEU compared to the MCU. They tried to do what the Avengers did, and it didn't work, and now they're doing their own thing, and it looks a lot better. Like, Sony and Microsoft have always been, in the realm of gaming, they've always been similar but different. Like, a Sony console from on Xbox. So, I think they just need to keep doing what they're doing. Like, keep going on their path. Like, the digital edition and the PS5 standard, like, there's hype around it. People are excited for it. Like, because I am leaning towards the digital edition.
Mm-hmm.
I would not buy the digital edition if it were a downgrade like the Series S is. I would pay the extra $100 and just get the default. Like, but if the digital edition is a little cheaper, and it has all the capability of the standard, then yeah, that's a great deal to me. But it's a trade-off, because you get some people that want just the digital edition but don't want the downgrade, so they just buy the default, or don't buy it at all because it's too expensive. Or you just have a digital edition and you keep it like that. Just same thing, it's just digital for people like me. Right. So with every consumer you may turn off from your secondary console, you get one back.
Right.
So I think what Sony's doing is more comfortable. It's more... There's less of a discussion, because the only discussion for the PS5 is, are you willing to pay a little bit more to have a disc drive, compared to, are you willing to pay significantly less for less power?
Like, that's the conversation that you're having with the Xbox side. Like the person at GameStop is gonna have to explain to the mom that wants to buy her son a new next gen Xbox, like, hey, is your son gonna be okay with having less power for less price?
Yeah,
right.
It's like,
as opposed to as opposed to PS5, where it's like, hey, do you buy digital games or not?
Yeah.
Because if you don't buy physical, you might as well just get the digital. If you're already used to buying digital, games.
With GameStop, it's like, please don't buy the digital edition. Please don't.
Oh, right. Yeah, they would actually want you to buy the standard. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right. Sure.
Digital edition. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're like,
here's
what?
The PS5.
That shit sold out, yo. We don't have that shit.
Yep. There's rumors, right? Here's the PS5. Please buy please buy this one. Damn, that's
precisely.
crazy. I'm not going back to GameStop.
Oh man.
Rip. That's an L.
I almost went to re-up my Game Informer subscription, but I couldn't muster the courage to go to a GameStop. I don't know. I haven't been since I got my Pro. And they unfortunately also took my base PS4, my launch PS4 that had which game was it? Wolfenstein 2 in there. Some fuck out there got my fucking PS4 with Wolfenstein 2 in that bitch. You hate to see it.
L. That's
such an L, bro. I got home, I was like, I mean, lucky I beat the game. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I was already done with it, but still, like, shit.
Yeah.
But, oh well.
The last time I went to a GameStop was when I got my Captain America shield, because they had it on sale, and I saw it, and I was like, I was out on a date. It's like, how badly do I want this shield? And then I got the shield. Because like you're with her too. It's like, it's like, is that gonna look weird? Yeah, it's like, am I really gonna carry this big ass box the entire time? So I bought the shield.
I would have done it.
I absolutely did it.
Hell yeah,
and I didn't want to carry the box, so I just carried the shield. And
that's
I was like, yeah, this is cool. So now it's just mounted on my wall.
Damn.
Rip GameStop. Thanks
so
for
like,
the shield.
So overall, your thought process is that, like, generally speaking, you think that the hypothetical route for PS5, which I guess technically we don't technically know that the PS5 is just digital edition, but it's heavily assumed and likely is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a performance compromised version of the PS5, right? You just overall are more comfortable with that way of going about it than the Series X and Series S. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Like, overall, I mean, I think both strategies are interesting. You know what? No, I don't mean that. I think, you know what? Yeah, both are interesting for a multitude of reasons. I think I'll start with Xbox side. Having, the top line Series X is, par for the course. Next gen system, here you go. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing really outlandish that I think, and I think the price is to be expected. I think we were all thinking $499, you know what I'm saying? And it's also, I think, a price that the PS5 is going to match as well for the PS5 standard edition. I really think that it's also going to be $500. So that I got none to say there. The Series S is where the conversation obviously kicks in, where it's like I don't know how this is gonna. I mean, look, so like it's great in the short term, right? To be able to go to a store and pay $300 for a next gen system, like on paper sounds fantastic, right? Like it's great, right? And I feel like if PlayStation were to do the same thing, like hypothetically speaking, let's say the digital edition was a bit of a weaker version of the PS5, right? At $299, right? I think that on the PlayStation side, in terms of first party, I really feel like at that point it's justified for the hardcore gamer to get the weaker version of PS5, because if you recall, ArachKnight, the overwhelming majority of games, and specifically PlayStation first party games, run fantastic on base PS4s in the year 2020 compared to a Pro. You know what I'm saying? Like the PS4 Pro runs the game excellent usually, and the PS4 is like right under it. It's not that, like, the fact that The Last of Us Part 2 can run as well as it does on a base PS4 and be nearly like not that much of a difference from the Pro is mind-boggling to me. You know what I'm saying? That like those studios are able to really take advantage of the hardware, even if it's a little bit lower than the Pro, and they're able to pull off impressive performance on PlayStation side, right? And like PlayStation has shown us that, right? Which is one of the reasons that a few games cast ago, me and Christian had the conversation where like Christian is pretty much on the side of like he's probably not going to get a PS5 Pro, because the first party have shown that they're able to still develop very optimized versions for both consoles and then not be compromised for the base model of the PS4, right?
Right.
So in that standpoint, if this was PlayStation, at least PlayStation first party have shown us that they can maintain two SKUs of a console and have one be the upgraded version of the older base model and still develop first party games fantastically, right? Yeah. So if it was on PlayStation side, I could honestly see myself going towards the quote-unquote base PS5 and not do the PS5 Pro. But to be fair, that's not what we're talking about here necessarily. Necessarily, we have Xbox doing the reverse, which I guess in theory is like a similar thing. I guess like it's just which way you're stepping. Are you stepping back? Or are you stepping forward? But overall, you have a weaker or a more powerful version of the same console. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's just kind of pulling hairs there. But honestly, I think on the inverse, I don't know how Xbox One games run in comparison to Xbox One X games. You know what I'm saying? And then you got also talk about the actual difference between the One and One X, which honestly I don't know that fluently as well. And I don't know if I could even like really speak to that more fluently. You know what I'm saying? And you also got to compare that to the difference between the PS4 and PS4 Pro and how those two relate and how those two compare. But like, I don't do you know if Xbox One games in 2020 run like shit?
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. The only thing my Xbox One has done for the last 4 years has been a cup holder or like a coaster. Like I've legit spilled water on it. It's like, damn, that's crazy, and just wipe the water off my desk before wiping it off the Xbox.
A nice little dinner plate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I have used it for like, it's just fucking like, ugh, what a waste of money.
Damn, man.
Like,
but
I will never buy another Xbox after the one.
I don't mean to be unfair to the Xbox side, right? Like, I'm really trying to be as unbiased as I possibly can, right? But I do recall like Digital Foundry articles about how like some particular games more often than on the PlayStation side, run worse on Xbox One compared to the Xbox One X version as opposed to PS4 and PS4 Pro version. To be fair, also as well, to even add on to the devil's advocate, maybe the space between the Xbox One and the One X is more exaggerated and more of a difference than the PS4 to
jump.
PS4 Pro. Yeah. So that could very well be the case, but it's unquestionable on the PS4 side that PS4 games on PS4 base and PS4 Pro run great, at least from first party perspective, no matter what. So from that context, like if the shoes were on PlayStation side, I guess in theory, I could see myself really talking myself into getting the like Series S version of the PS5 if it was a weaker console. But here's where my part 2 gets into this, right? And it's that what does PlayStation need to do to compete with this, right? Do you think that there's a future where on Wednesday we're watching the showcase ArachKnight? I'm crying already, right? I got tears for no reason, right? And do you think they can pull out a $299 anything involving PS5?
No.
That's where I'm at too. I don't think that they could compete with price. At least down to that level, you know.
Yeah. And that's okay.
I also think that as well. Like, I think that as long as PlayStation doesn't feel cocky, like they did with PS3, going into PS3, where coming off of the heels of PS2, it is the highest selling console of all time. The PS2 was a massive success. It sold so many units. Everyone had the PS2, right? Now, is a large majority of that because it was a cheap DVD player? Yes. That's completely fair. But overall, the numbers don't lie and the units sold don't lie. The PS2 was an astounding success for PlayStation, right? And I feel that made them get a little bit cocky going into PS3 and felt that they were okay with launching a $600 console. You know what I'm saying? And having these like crazy stellar processors in the PS3 that made it hard to develop for overall and different stuff like that, right? Like that was a very cocky PlayStation era that we had, right? And of course, coming off the heels of PS4, massive success. We're over 120 million units sold, I think, or 115. I forgot which one, but we're definitely over 110 million PS4s out there in the wild. They've completely dominated this generation. This generation was primarily had the most impact from the console space on the PS4 generation, and that's not even a debate. No. It's clear. Like it's been blown out of the water. Like history is written. It's a wrap. It's a whole ass wrap.
It's a wrap.
Right. And I feel like they're at a similar, scaled success, obviously, because PS2, 150, PS4, 120, whatever you want to say, right? Like, they're at a similar level of success. Right? Maybe more so. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope that they don't get cocky. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like, sorry, no.
Oh, no, sorry. No, I cut you off.
No, I mean, because I've talked for like 15 minutes. Like, go ahead.
all I was gonna say is companies like I don't know. I feel like companies like Sony don't make mistakes twice. Like, they have shown to be adaptive and to listen to the consumer, and I don't know. They like the relationship between the consumer and Sony was great, and then a little tumultuous when the PS3 price released, and then they rectified that. Like I know Nvidia just did that with like what we talked about earlier with the 3000 series. Is that the 2000 series didn't sell very well, so they figured out a way to make sure that everybody was happy. They were happy and content with what they release, and that the consumer was happy with the price and what they were getting for the bang for their buck. So I feel like Sony learned from their mistake with the PS3. It's like, okay, can't do that again. So I think they'll be fine. Like with how everything was going. Like I have faith. I'm confident that this will be a very interesting console generation for both sides.
Definitely gonna be for both sides and everything. But like, I do also, and I really hope that they don't get cocky next week and pull out some crazy like $600 price point or like something insane like that. Like I think if they go above $500, it's a fucking wrap. Like not a wrap like they're gonna fail, but I think that's a sign that would have been a bad move. You know, like I think if they go above 500, heads are gonna turn. You know what I'm saying? Like people are gonna be like, yo, like come on, man.
How
you know what I'm saying?
much is the Series X again? Sorry.
It's 500.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine.
Like 500 has to be the maximum price, bro. Like there's no future I see. I mean, regardless, both systems are gonna fly off the shelves this holiday. Like they're both gonna sell the hell out no matter what, right? But I really hope that the PS5 is not over $500, and I honestly don't think it will be, right? But I think that overall, why I think as a whole, PlayStation doesn't have to necessarily be how I phrase it, like they don't have to do much to win to like win over this generation. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel that they have the absolute advantage that's completely undebatable, right? That they have the major games coming into next generation. You know what I'm saying, ArachKnight? Like, when you buy a PS5, ArachKnight, you know that you're going to get God of War 2. You know that you're going to get whatever Naughty Dog is making. You know you're going to get those incredible exclusives, Spider-Man 2. You know what I'm saying? Days Gone 2, which hopefully is, you know, leaps and bounds better than the original Days Gone. Days Gone is just good, right? You're going to get the next Horizon Zero Dawn. You're going to get Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. You're going to get Spider-Man Miles Morales. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get all of these sequels to the PS4 generation of games that were just insane. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel that is still the biggest detriment going into the Xbox side of things. Like, look, the Xbox Series S is a great price. No one is even debating that. You know what I'm saying? The Series S is a very, very fantastic value. $299. You get your Game Pass with that. You get all these games that are on Game Pass and everything. It's a great deal overall. Like it's a great value, right? But the thing is that like a game console is, I think, nothing without the games.
Well, you'd be right. Like that is correct.
Because it's a game console, right?
They're like I was saying earlier. Like I left my Xbox One at the home of someone I used to be friends with.
Mm-hmm.
I do not care. I don't care. Like it's like, oh damn, that's crazy. Anyway, like I would be more distraught if I left a Joy-Con or a GameCube controller for my Switch at someone's house than my entire Xbox One. I don't care.
Right.
If you offered me $5, I would slam it on the street.
Slam it on the street.
There's just nothing to justify the console. Like there was nothing for me to justify it because anything that I wanted was available somewhere else. Like any exclusives, like I was an idiot and I bought the whole console just for Dead Rising 3 because I loved Dead Rising growing up. And I played Dead Rising 3. I was like, yeah, this is great. Now what? What else is there?
And like, honestly, I mean, in that whole scenario, I don't really put you as the idiot there. You know what I'm saying? Like they offered what they are supposed to offer you. They offered you an IP and a game that you really wanted to play to purchase a console. So they got you in. They did their job. But what they didn't do is make you feel comfortable and let you reap the rewards of that initial investment, of buying their console, of buying into the ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? Like, they shit the bed on software on Xbox for the majority of the generation.
Absolutely. Like,
completely fucked it up.
We had a weak PS4 few years.
Definitely did. Early on, definitely did, for sure.
2014 to 16, I felt like was very, very weak.
I would say 2014 and 2015 definitely. You know what I'm saying? But 2016 we got Uncharted 4.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like 2014 to 16.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Right. Okay,
like,
gotcha.
So yeah, like Uncharted 4 is where I really started. Like, yeah, this is pretty cool. And my Xbox One was collecting dust.
Definitely.
I bought the only games that I bought on the Xbox One were the games that it's like, oh yeah, my friends have them. Fine. Mm-hmm. And then I bought Injustice 2 on the Xbox One to play with my friends, and then none of them played it. Like, as soon as I bought it, they were done.
Yeah.
It's like, cool, yeah. Well, awesome, thanks. So I just bought it on my PS4 and then played that for a while. But I hope they do better this generation for the Xbox fans, because
I want that so bad, dude.
It sucks. Like, it definitely sucks to hear, like, some of my friends that have Xbox Ones that are like primarily Xbox gamers say it's like, hey, yeah, the only reason I buy anything on this is to make sure I don't feel like I wasted my money.
Right.
I definitely feel like well, it's not even my money. I was 13 when the console released. It was my parents' money. It was my Christmas and birthday gift for 2 years. That was the deal. So 4 occasions where I would have gotten gifts for this one console, and it wasn't worth it at all. Not even close. I was scammed.
Damn.
Like,
put that in your bio. Xbox scamming. No.
It's like, if I could go back and like warn myself, like, you know, have you seen the memes where it's like, oh, like, women with a time machine, men with a time machine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go back. It's like, don't buy the Xbox One.
You would be like Flashpoint Barry Allen type style. Chilling in your room, 13-year-old fucking older version to you, fucking peering through the void, telling you
don't buy the Xbox One. Dead Rising 3 will come out on PS4 in like a year. Just wait.
Oh man. But like, that's what I'm talking about here. Is that, like, look, like, while the Series S looks very appealing from a value proposition, and the Series X is prompted to be a very, very worthy, powerful system. We have talked about that on the episode where we compared both the PS5 and Series X. Seems like a very capable system to give us next-gen experiences in the future, right? I'm not just going to buy a next-gen system because of solely the value proposition. I'm not going to buy anything just because it's a good value and not because I can see myself having utility with it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And like, I feel like that's what, maybe, you know what, I don't want to speak for everyone, but like, I think that's what, like, a lot of people, I think, are stopping at the it's a great value. And like, yeah, it is a great value. That's perfect. That's fantastic. But like, what if it was not only a great value, but fucking Halo Infinite looked insane, and it was coming out in November, and you can't wait to play that on the Series S or the Xbox Series X? What if it was that? And it's just not.
Yeah.
You know, like I have not seen yet an Xbox game that really wants my attention. And that is something that I would really go out and buy an Xbox for. I have talked a lot on Gamescast about how, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I want to play the Halos. I've never played the Halo games to like a serious concern. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to experience that. I want to play the new Ori game as well, which hopefully comes to Switch. You know what I'm saying? But if it stays on Xbox, I would love to buy the Xbox just to play that. You know what I'm saying? As well. Like, there are certain, you know, cherry picks of things that I want to play, but like, I need that newness. You know what I'm saying? Like where, like that's where I think it is. And it's that like, yeah, it's a great value, but I'm not seeing the utility or the future of Xbox right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing their future in terms of like Game Pass and services and having oh my god, what's the xCloud and different stuff like that, and like I'm seeing that future, and they're building out a very, very appealing infrastructure overall, right? But guys, we're fucking talking about games here. Where is the future software of Xbox? You know what I'm saying? That would actually push me to buy one of these systems. And specifically, I would probably buy a Series S, because definitely the Xbox would be a secondary console to me, just as similar vein as the Switch is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be a Series S, but like still, like, I just need a reason to invest in this ecosystem.
I know I bring it up every goddamn time we talk about specs.
Oh, here we go.
There's no reason for me to buy an Xbox.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be. Yo, we haven't brought up Doom yet. Oh wait, no, we did.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
We brought it up in the first few minutes. I like
checking the boxes, baby. We got it.
Don't worry. I always keep that motherfucking thing on me.
You keep
It's
that
just
thing
Doom.
on you, bro. Keep that Doom. Keep that Doom drop. Hell yeah.
There is no reason for me to buy an Xbox, like, ever again, like, because I want to play with my friends that play on Xbox. None of them. Crossplay. I want to play an Xbox exclusive. Damn, that's crazy. I can play it on PC. Like, there for people like me and my boat, there's absolutely not a goddamn reason for me to buy an Xbox ever again, and I'm chill with that. I do not care.
Well, I mean, also it's like, you know, they want you, ArachKnight, like they want the use of the future, right? And then right now, to get Game Pass, you know, they want you in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a very capable PC, yeah, why not? Like, they like want you to get Game Pass Ultimate and play some of their first party games via PC and play everything on Game Pass via PC, and that's their main, like, so like I think if you were to do that, I think in that standpoint they would be happy with that, because they have vocalized that like that's also what they see as the future of the ecosystem of Xbox, right? So on that standpoint, you know, with you just gotta do that. I feel like, but yeah, definitely for like me, for like the console side, where like I don't have a PC and everything, and like I am a console player at heart for sure. This just isn't enough for me. You know, like, yeah, a great value. Understand that. Game Pass, fire. You know what I'm saying? And I play a lot of third parties, right? But what if, ArachKnight, walk with me, right?
Right.
What if there was a box, right, that no matter which one you choose, digital or standard, was going to give you the full capabilities of next generation, that can play all the third parties, and those third parties even have deals with that hardware manufacturer and that company that will give me exclusive bonuses, like, I don't know, you know, early betas on Call of Duty, or Destiny 2 expansions early, or Spider-Man on Marvel's Avengers. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if there was a company that was doing that with third party, that was sweetening up the deal with third party in that vein? And I can play their critically acclaimed, top Metacritic score, PlayStation, damn it, I fucking get away, exclusive games that have been fired of this past generation. What if there was a box that did that? It's called the fucking PS5.
Yeah, welcome to Road to PS5, where if you came for Xbox, you came to the wrong channel.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I play a lot of third party, but like, they're playable on PlayStation. And yeah, you know what? You can say, okay, Kev, Game Pass, you get a lot more third party, and you just pay that Game Pass subscription. Fair point right there. Fair point. But at the end of the day, like, the overall quality and experience that like I don't know firsthand, but they've set up that the assumption is pretty clear that we are going to get in the future with PS5. We're going to get God of War 2. We're going to get etc. You know what I'm saying? Naughty Dog's next game, this and that third, all these great experiences, right? Along with really cool, enticing first party, you know, not deal breakers, but bonuses, right? Like, you know, Spider-Man, cool, great. I'm going to play that on Avengers. That's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Something that I care about a lot as well. Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? I'll get the early betas on that stuff. That's great. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's enough perks there and little, you know, bonuses that add up to going on PlayStation 5. You know? And I think that it would be a lot more competitive if just Series S, Series X, and Xbox had that insane looking Halo Infinite. Or that insane looking Gear 6.
We have Craig.
Yeah, we got fucking Craig. Like, come on, man. You know? I think that's what it is. So, like, above all else, right? To answer the question of this episode, which is, what do I think PlayStation needs to do in terms to react to this? I think that number one, they need to not get cocky next week. Let's keep up the competitiveness in terms of price as best as we can. Right? And we'll talk a bit more about that idea because I do have a question for you to kind of like end off the episode, right? But I think that's step one. We need to not be cocky. We need to still stay competitive in price. Yes, you have the better games. Everyone knows it. Everyone sees it by a mile away. But let's not think that that's okay for them to release a $600 console. You know, let's stay competitive pricing. The cap is $500. Let's keep it that way, right? Mm-hmm. Number two is that I think that if they really show off their games very well on Wednesday, which they said that they are going to show off Worldwide Studios first-party games at this event, let's make sure they're looking fire, as they usually do. Let's make sure everything's looking flawless, and let's show off these games to the highest caliber that we can on PS5, right? Number two. And number three, I think that if they're able to combine those two things and really somehow market the narrative of like, we have the PS5 digital edition. It is this X amount of price, lower than the PS5, right? But, you know, maybe the side of the consumer knows about the Series S, right? If they could somehow communicate that this quote-unquote budget version of the PS5 is going to reap the true specs of next generation, an uncompromised performance box for the PS5, you're going to get all these games, as long as they can also translate that the value, that there is still a value proposition on the PS5 digital edition, as well as there is the Series S. It's the different value that you're getting. Series S, I think it's a very, very fiscally valued system, right? Mm-hmm. Speaking of money. But I think that you're going to reap a lot more benefits as a gamer on the PS5 digital edition. And that's where the value is there, is the quality. You know what I'm saying? So I think if they can do all those things and, you know, do all that, I think they can get away with having $500 and $400 digital edition. Honestly.
Absolutely.
I think that, yes, they lost the battle of pricing, but I don't think that that is the end-all war.
Yeah, like, what is it? Like, you have, for an example, you have a $30 headset.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good price. Can't do, like, however, like, the only way to connect it to your computer is by the jack, like the headphone jack.
Mm-hmm.
However, you spend $100 and you can connect it with a USB connection. The audio quality is better. It looks nicer. It's just a better product overall. You won in price, but did you really win?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's to me, like, the price, like, fortunately I am in a position where I can comfortably spend $500 whatever dollars to buy a console. Like, I am fortunate enough to be in that position.
Mm.
It's not the same for everybody, so I can only speak for myself. But in the position that I am in currently, it's a wrap. It's not even a contest. Honestly, like, if you would have to offer me money to get the Series S. So like, it's like you have to keep it on your desk. You have to plug it in. It always has to be plugged in, and you have to play it once a week. You'd have to pay me to do that. Like there goes any potential sponsorship with Microsoft. Sorry, boys, but it's not even a contest. Like I have been unimpressed with things that Microsoft have been doing for the last 7 years. I do not care. I sleep harder than I am in a deeper sleep than I was for Avengers. And that's pretty deep. That's REM. That's REM sleep right there. That's, you got off a flight, took a Benadryl, and you're out kind of sleep.
Yes. Yeah.
That is me with Xbox.
For me, it's like, I'm not saying that like because I have flirted with the idea of buying an Xbox for Game Pass and stuff like that, and playing those games, like I said before, that I want to experience on Xbox and everything, right? Like, I have said that, right? And like, I think that definitely still stands, right? But I think I'm not completely like writing off the Xbox at all, right? Like we all want a strong Xbox to compete with PlayStation. Like, wouldn't it be fucking fire, bro, if they both had bangers left and right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be so great for gaming as a whole.
Yeah, we'd all win.
It'd be fucking fire, right? Like, Nintendo has their bangers, right? They have their great first party that is the bread and butter of the overall Nintendo ecosystem, right? PlayStation has their bangers, right? If Xbox also had that bangers, bro, we would be overflowing with great games to play, right? I think, not even I think, like, that's honestly all they need to do to get me to some capacity to even pay attention to Xbox, you know, from like a consumer standpoint, and not just like a student of the industry type of viewpoint, you know. Like, I really want to see a strong Xbox, you know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, this is a strong value proposition, but I still have yet to see the strong games coming out of Microsoft Studios, you know. And I think that's where I have it. I think overall, while the hardcore gamer appreciates value, definitely, I think that also, after seeing this generation, although there is a value proposition that isn't necessarily on PlayStation's side, I do feel like there's a different type of value proposition, which is the overall quality of games that you'll be getting on PS5, along with the third-party games that we'll be getting already on PS5. You know what I'm saying? Like, and both are strong elements to have, but I think in the long run, I think one is going to outweigh the other. And that's, of course, Road to PS5. That has been imagine if there's an outro there. Damn. Well, I mean, do you have anything else to say about this whole thing? I mean, like, do you have any closing thoughts that you didn't bring up, that we didn't touch on, and stuff like that? I mean, next episode, of course, we are going to do a deep and thorough breakdown of the PlayStation event, of course. We're going to be picking through that thing layer by layer, for sure, next week. But do you have any thoughts about what PlayStation has to do to respond to PlayStation? I mean, about what PlayStation has to do to respond to Xbox Series X or S?
I think they're going to be just fine.
Both fronts?
I'm speaking for Sony.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Like, I'm sure, like, I know people that'll buy the Xbox Series X, and good for them, but that could not be me.
Very aggressive.
Hey, aggressive. Man, like, I don't know. When I have an opinion, like, when I feel confident to talk about an opinion I have, I'm pretty, like, there's a difference between trying to be rude and being strong with what you feel.
No, I mean, totally not even downplaying. I mean, like, you have every right to be, because you bought an Xbox. Like, you have been burned firsthand. Yeah. I've only seen the wounds. You have felt the wounds, so I feel you, man.
Yeah, no, like, you know, like those, like, the blades of chaos on Kratos' forearms? That was me with the Xbox One.
Damn. Damn.
I have to hide them. The wraps of exile.
At the end of the game, I mean, at the end of the your like decision to cop Xbox, like, did you unhook those chains? Like, I have nothing left to hide. Like,
Yeah, when we started this Road 2 series, I was like, finally, I can shit talk the Xbox One.
Oh man. Oh man.
But yeah, no, closing thoughts. I feel like Sony's going to be just fine. I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited to see what games they talk about and how they talk about them. It's not a long show, but I'm sure hopefully it will be packed. Like, hopefully it won't be very slow. Like, kind of like, why did they even bother?
Yeah. I mean, look, I mean, it's not no hour or 2 hours, but I will say that, 40 minutes, a lot can happen in 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot can go down in 40 minutes, for sure. So, I think that we have, and even though the blog post didn't definitively say that they're going to talk price and release date or whatever, you got to imagine that they have to be here at this point. You know what I'm saying? And, like, well, one more big thing I'll say while we're closing out is that, like, I think that PlayStation is in a very powerful position right now. Right, because they'll have 9 days from when Xbox said their prices. Technically 8, but you know what I'm saying, vice versa. They have multiple days knowing the knowledge that they need to know as a competitor for what Xbox is doing. The prices are out there, the releases are out there, right? Like, it's a wrap on Xbox front, right? So PlayStation I feel like, I don't know how hard it is to move price points. I don't know how hard it is to do this and that, third, whatever. I don't work for PlayStation, but like, I think that, I hope that they are making moves in the background during these few days leading up to Wednesday to kill it. I just hope they stay competitive, man. I really do. I hope they stay competitive in spite of them having a, great first party games background that I'm sure the games aren't going to suffer on PS5, right? Like that'd be insane, right? But like, I hope that they still are competitive in spite of that, So that's what it is, man. Like, overall, I think Series S is. I think the whole Xbox side, their whole theme is speaking from a value proposition in terms of money. They're having great Game Pass, stuff like that, great value. $299 Series S, great value. But I still think that overall, PlayStation 5 will be the better value in the long run, at least as it is right now, because of that first-party portfolio. And the game is really going to speak for itself. The games are really going to be incredible, at least from what we're led to believe, that PlayStation is speaking to the quality of games. And that's why you'd buy a PS5.
Exactly. That's what you'll love to hear.
Man, that was a good one. Look at that. I knew this one was gonna be fire, but this was some fuego. But before we go, ArachKnight, where can the people find you?
I am on the PlayStation Source Discord under the same name. I am on twitter.com/Orly_Macias, where I have hot takes and retweet a bunch of comic book stuff and Doom. So if you like to talk about Doom, I'm pretty much everything there. And I'm on Twitch. I'm setting everything up. I'm figuring out like what to stream, how to stream it, like just figuring all that out, making sure that it's decent, like a good time. So I might start doing that soon again at twitch.tv, the ArachKnight.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's it for me.
Beautiful. You'll love to see it. Also, those links are down below in the description to all of our ArachKnight socials, as well as the PlayStation Source socials as well. Because, of course, you have just watched episode 5 of Road to PS5, the weekly podcast series about any and all things PS5 as we head towards the release of PlayStation 5 as well. You can catch the show here on youtube.com/PlayStation Source, as well as your favorite podcast service every Sunday at 10 a.m. by hitting the anchor link down below to find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, Spotify, or any other major podcast service by searching PlayStation Source podcast feed. To support the show, you can of course like and subscribe, as well as become a member of the channel by hitting the join button or the link in the description. The Prince tier and the King tier are $1 and $5 respectively. That give you access to different channel badges, emotes, as well as shoutouts in all PSS content, just like the homies Caleb Kaiser, Bachelor Brody, and Owen, and of course, co-host ArachKnight himself. Follow us on other platforms such as our Discord and Twitter down below in the description as well. And also, just to, I guess, put it out there as well, next week, we will, of course, be going over a very thorough look at PlayStation's Wednesday event. Definitely what we're going to talk about there. A lot to discuss. Next show should be insane. You know what I'm saying? It should be the big one, but we will have to see. And, of course, you can as well watch the PlayStation 5 showcase here on YouTube.com/PlayStation Stars. We will, of course, be streaming it for the masses. Come react with us. I'm sure Christian and Jack are going to be there. ArachKnight, you're going to be there as well. It's going to be a great time, gentlemen. It's greatness awaits. Greatness truly awaits. This will be play has no limits, and we will see what that's like on Wednesday. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits. Let's get it.
Let's get it.